You are listening to the Overcome Pornography for Good podcast, episode 228, Perfectionism. Welcome to the Overcome Pornography for Good podcast, where we take a research-based, trauma-informed, and results-focused approach to quitting porn. This approach has been revolutionary and changed thousands and thousands of lives. I'm your host, Sarah Brewer. Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast episode. I am excited to talk about perfectionism with you all today. First of all, let's acknowledge all of you high achievers and deeply caring listeners who are trying so hard to get everything right and trying to do things the right way and trying to do things perfectly. I am one of you. And so as I'm speaking to you today, I'm speaking to me. But I want to share some things around perfectionism that hopefully helps us shift the way that we're thinking about it so that we can become even more whole and more authentic and more at peace and keep these beautiful things about us and start to melt away some of the things that are harming us, even if we're not quite aware of them. So let's start about talking about perfectionism. Sometimes some of us wear this like a badge of honor. Yes, I'm a perfectionist. Yes, I'm a perfectionist. Yes, I have high standards of living and I want to do things the very best I can. But here's the thing. Perfectionism really is not high standards. Perfectionism at its core is this deep fear of not being enough. And so sometimes it disguises itself as discipline and drive and excellence. And yes, I'm a perfectionist. Yes, I'm disciplined. Yes, I have a lot of drive. But the reality is, as we get deeper and deeper into perfectionism and look at how it's really showing up for us, is that perfectionism isn't self-improvement, it's self-protection. I'm not 100% sure who to attribute this quote to, but I think it's Kenyal Thomas. This idea that if I'm perfect, I won't be rejected. Perfectionism is about self-protection and protecting yourself. That could be, protection from other people and how you're afraid of other people accepting you or how you're afraid of other people seeing you. Or it could be protection from rejection from yourself, from this voice inside of yourself that will reject you if you're not perfect, if you don't do things the right way. And so I really want us to think about this voice of perfectionism. Now, last week, I I did an episode on our inner critic. And I even used the word, and I like this word a little bit better, that our inner oppressor. And so we grow up hearing these voices and they harm us when we're little, and then they continue to harm us as we grow by becoming our inner voices, by becoming our inner oppressor. So we have the voices outside of us that are, oppressive. Those voices can sound like, you can do better than this. Stop crying. Just fix it. What are people going to think of you? Don't disappoint me. You're so smart. This should be easy for you. Don't let anyone see you fail. God doesn't like bad thoughts. Try harder next time. You have so much potential and I just want you to live up to it. If we grew up in homes where our parents praised only achievement and not effort or just presence, these voices might show up. Maybe high expectations that rewarded compliance and perfectionism or not authenticity. Maybe for some of us, it's how we got attention. Maybe even hearing that phrase, I'm proud of what you've completed. I'm proud of you because you've succeeded. I'm so proud of you because look at all the things that you've done. I think about school and what we learn in our typical school systems, punishment for mistakes, or maybe being shamed for asking too many questions. Your grades are a measure of your worth. Oh, you're so smart. Look at how much you got right instead of, wow, you worked really hard on this. Some of us were taught maybe fear-based teachings around mistakes. And so don't make mistakes because then you won't be worthy, or, be perfect. Be therefore perfect is one I heard growing up that I took very seriously. Or, obedience and perfection framed as a moral value to have. For some people, it feels like a trauma instinct or a survival instinct where if you weren't perfect or if you made mistakes, you felt in danger. You felt like you were going to be harmed, whether that's verbally, emotionally, or physically. If you didn't grow up in a safe environment in order to make mistakes, this could be that same voice. And so we learn these voices outside of us. And then they become our inner oppressor. Shifting this from, perfectionism as just a trait that helps me succeed well to, is it that? Or is it an inner oppressive voice? What does my perfectionism say to me? Is it saying stuff to me like, if you don't get this right, you're going to embarrass yourself, or you should have known better, or do more, you're falling behind? Is it saying to yourself, you have to prove that you're worth it? Is it saying you have to be the best, and if you're not the best, you're a failure? When we really sit and listen to these thoughts and label them as an inner oppressor, it just feels like it clicks into place and gives us fresh new perspective around this, to stop allowing this voice to control us and instead to see this voice as what it really is, an inner oppressor. Right? Imagine if someone else was saying these words to you. You're only valuable if you're achieving something. You have to be the best. Anything less is failure. One mistake and everything will fall apart. And yet so many of us have those thoughts towards ourselves and we don't even question them. This voice does not promote growth. You're lying to yourself if you're saying that it's promoting growth and that it's something that you need. In fact, it blocks growth. It blocks creativity. It blocks connection. I see this with my clients often. Once they can get past the all or nothing thinking or the perfectionist thinking, that's when they can really start to thrive and really apply the work and really come to a deep sense of freedom and peace that wasn't available to them until they learned how to stop listening to that inner saboteur, that inner oppressor. Perfectionism sabotages our progress by delaying our action, by, it's not ready yet, it's not ready, it has to be perfect. So it delays us to take action. It creates burnout. I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to be perfect. It fuels shame and disconnection. I'm not enough, right? That puts us in this shame spiral. And then what do we do in the shame spiral? If we're talking about pornography specific, we get stuck in binge cycles. And then it reinforces this fear of failure. And so what happens is, I have to be perfect at this. I can't slip up with this. And so, oh no, I can't make mistakes. I can't mess up. And this deep fear of failure drives everything that you're doing. And then you get burned out and then you get terrified. Your nervous system gets all wonky and it's not able to actually do the things that you want to do. Perfectionism really is a saboteur. And so what do we do about it? How can we help ourselves if we have these perfectionistic tendencies? Number one, just become aware of it. And name it and practice awareness without judgment. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to have these mean voices towards our perfectionism. We don't want to say, hey, perfectionism, you're so mean and stupid and how dare you? That's just going to add fuel to the fire. So we just want to practice awareness without judgment. And so, there's that perfectionist voice. There's that inner oppressive voice, that inner oppressor. And then just become aware of it. I hope that this starts to click for you so that when you notice this voice, you can see so clearly how it's this inner oppressor. Oh, look, there's that part of me that tells me I'm never going to be good enough unless I'm completely perfect. Where did I learn that? That's so harsh. So number one is we're going to name it and become aware of it. Number two is that we're going to reclaim authority. And I spoke about this last week as well. But we want to reclaim authority from this. Just like, if you have an oppressor in your life, someone who is saying these things to you, how do you reclaim authority from them? So you stop participating in their games and you stop participating in their voices and you stop believing the things that you say to them. And you also set some boundaries. You stop giving them your power. You stop pretending that what they're saying actually means anything about you. And so it's going to be the same thing. We're going to reclaim your actual authority. And you are not your inner oppressor. That's not you. That's a voice that was learned, but it's not you. And so reclaim that and sit in what the true you is. And, we could do hundreds of episodes on that one. But just to keep it simple, you are love. You are love. And so whatever is coming through you in love, that's what we want to pay attention to, and that's what we want to listen to, and that's where we want our authority to be. And so even, meet this saboteur with love. Can we meet it with love and become the authority over it? So now we're saying to this voice, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you learned that. And that's not true. I know you're upset right now. I know you're scared. I know you're terrified right now that if you're not perfect, you're not going to be safe. And I'm so sorry that you learned that somewhere. And I've got you now. It's okay. We're going to be okay. I know you feel like you need this to be protected, but you don't anymore. I'm going to protect us. Love is going to protect us. This is where you can bring some of that inner child work that we've talked about and the parts work that we've talked about. You can go re-listen to some episodes on that, or if you're in the program, come and do the actual work on it. We've got, videos and worksheets and coaching to help you with that. And so if you notice that maybe this perfectionistic part of you do some deep thinking and reflection on it, and you notice that maybe it's your 12-year-old self. Something happened, or you learned this voice when you were 12, and there are wounds that happened in your life when you were 12. And then you're going to work on healing that with love and taking authority from it, right? Taking your authority back doesn't mean that now you're mad and you're angry and I'm in charge, you're not in charge. But it's just what is the voice that actually has the authority here and the truth here and is making the decisions here from love? Okay, the next step is going to be to redefine success. You might need to replace flawless with authentic, impactful, true to self, loving. How powerful would that be? If you could redefine success in any way, what feels in your heart the most true and the most beautiful way to define success? I love those words: authentic, true to self, loving. And then lastly, be patient with yourself. Remember that this takes practice. Don't try to be perfectionistic in healing your perfectionism. It might be there for a while. It might always be there. Maybe that's okay. But it is going to get easier. It's going to get so much easier the more that you practice this. And then lastly, my last tip for you would be to use any grounding exercise or offline body techniques to help you if you're really stuck in perfectionistic thinking. If, let's say, you slip up with porn and you're no, I ruined everything. I have to start over. I'm never going to be good enough. Taking some time to sit in the grass and breathe. Take a cold shower and breathe. Go on a walk and breathe. Just be with your body and calm your body is going to be really helpful in those moments. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here. If you would like some more help with this and more in-depth support, would love to have you as a coaching client. If you're feeling called to come and join us and work with us deeper, I'll help you come and consider it. You can go to centerforovercoming.com/work with me. If you want to talk to one of my team members about the program to make sure it's a good fit before you do that, you can just email us support@sarahbrewer.com and we can get you set up with a call. Other than that, so good to be with you, and we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye. I want to invite you to come and listen to my free class, How to Overcome Pornography for Good Without Using Willpower. We talk about how to stop giving into urges without pure willpower or relying on phone filters so that you can actually stop wanting pornography. We talk about how to stop giving up after a few weeks or months, and spoiler alert, the answer isn't have more willpower. And then lastly, we talk about how to make a life without porn easily sustainable and permanent. If you're trying to quit porn, this class is a game changer. So you can go and sign up at sarahbrewer.com/masterclass, and it is totally free.